Just say the word, girl.
What is up, guys? It is me, JforG here, back at it again with another video. So today, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own Roblox GFX using Photoshop, Blender, and then of course Roblox Studio. So like I said, the only things you need are Photoshop, Blender, and Roblox Studio, but the only problem is Photoshop is a paid software. You can find a free one that is similar to Photoshop. Just search up Photoshop free or something, or you can use Photoshop trial. I'll leave links to some of those down below. But anyways, let's get right into this. So if you're going to be using your own Roblox character, then I will be showing you how to import them into your game as a model. So up here, you're going to want to go to play, drop down menu, then go to play here. Go to your workspace, select your character, copy, then stop. Go back into workspace and then right click, or you can press Control V and then paste in. And there you go, your character's in. If you want them to be R6, you can go to your avatar editor and then make them R6. But I'm gonna be using someone I found off this. I'm gonna be using this guy right here. So pretty much, it's super simple to just edit them. You just go into you just go down into their model and you can select their left arms and stuff like that, or you can ungroup it. But anyways, I'm just gonna be editing his arms and stuff because I'm gonna have him pointing at something. So the legs don't really matter because people aren't gonna be seeing them. But if you want to, if you're OCD like me, still change them just to be sure. So there you go, you got your character. So now you guys aren't gonna be able to see this because the game recorder I'm using doesn't like pick up the right clicks and stuff like that. But anyways, you want to right click on the model, and then you're going to go down. It's the second to last one. It should say export selection. Then a folder will pop up. You just name it whatever you want and then export it as an OBJ. It'll already be an OBJ. Just export it, save it to wherever you want, and then there you go. You got your guy. So now I'm going to go switch over to Blender, and then I'll meet you guys over there. All right, so we're on Blender right now, and as you can see, if you join Blender, the first thing you should always see is this little block right here. You just want to press delete on your keyboard, or you can press I think you can press X. Yeah, press X, and then there you go, you're at just a blank grid. Now go over here to where it says file, press import, there you go, and then go to wavefront.obj, then go to wherever you saved your obj file, and then just select it, and it should be brought in, and it should be all selected, so then you could be able to just drag it. Now the easiest thing to do if you're going to be editing your character, like moving them and stuff, is select all of it by pressing A, go over here where it says set origin, click on it, and then do origin to geometry. So then as you can see, when I click on it, the origin, which is this little dot where you can move stuff, is in the center of where whatever you're moving. So that's like a really simple way to edit your stuff. Now as you can see, he is just completely blank, and if we were to render him out, you wouldn't be able to see him. He'd just be black. So that's why you got to go to material. He's still black, so you're gonna need to go over here to where it says to where this all this stuff is. There should be a few materials in here, and make sure you are clicking emit and dragging it all the way up, and you can already see he's starting to lighten up and stuff. And then you can click on his different like hair, bunny ears, and stuff like that. So do make sure you're choosing the right material, or else you will you'll regret it. So there we go, we got our guy. Now if we do create a camera, if we press shift and F, we can move around and then we can view our guy. If we hold shift, we can go faster. But to create a camera, you just want to go over here to create tab, press camera, and then you can press shift F. Actually press 0 on your number pad, then press shift F, and then you can move around the camera. So you can look around wherever the guys, and then you can start to see your Roblox character. So we're going to just get him in view, just so you can see his whole entire body. Nothing's really cut out. I mean, if you're gonna cut something out, I recommend just cutting out the feet. That's the best thing to do. So there we go, we got a Roblox character all centered up and stuff. He doesn't have to be perfect, it's just good enough so then it works for you. So then go over here, make sure the render thing, make sure this is all the way at 100, make sure anti-aliasing is on, because then it'll smooth out the edges and stuff. Also go to shading. This is the most important thing, make sure this is transparent, because if we don't have it transparent, like watch, if we don't have it transparent, it has this gray background, and then if we save it that way, it'll have that gray background when we put it in Photoshop. So then we'd have to crop everything out, and it'd take too much time. So that's why we're going to be using this transparent, so it's super easy and it's super smooth around the edges and stuff. And it doesn't look bad or anything. So that's pretty much how we're going to be rendering out our character. So I'm just pressing F12 to render, or you can go up here, press render, render image, or you can render from here. And then once you render him, once he's all rendered out, then you go to image, save as image, then go to desktop, and then save it as whatever you want. So just do like test. I'm just going to name it that. And there you go. So now we can close out of Blender. So once you open up your Photoshop, go over here where it says create new. Then it should open you up with this little tab right here. Then create a new preset. You can name it whatever you want. That doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect anything. But I would recommend doing it 1920 by 1080, resolution 300, white for the background. Make sure it's RGB color. Make sure that's the most important thing. Make sure it's RGB color, and then create. And then you'll be presented with this white background. So the first thing we're actually going to do is find our background that we're going to be using. So I'm going to be using this beachy background. And you could size it up this way or the other way. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to size it up this way so it's not too blurry. So there we go. We got our background now. Now, as you can see, the picture is really fuzzy. If you're planning on not blurring out the background, I'd recommend getting an HD picture. But if you are going to blur it out like me, then it doesn't really matter. You just want something that has a lot of color. So then go to blur, Gaussian blur. I set mine on 11 to make it look the best. And there you go. You got a nice Gaussian blur over your picture. It looks really good. So now the next thing is dragging in your Roblox character. You just got to drag him in, super easy. And then, honestly, there's not much sizing you need to do. Maybe hold Alt and Shift and then drag him down just a little bit. Maybe even make him a little bigger. As long as he's not covering up too much space, you should be good. But let's just make a new layer. So now we're gonna start doing the text. So I'm using this this font called Prime Time. Let me get it. Prime Time. It's super simple. It's a super simple and neat font. We're gonna make the color picker. We're gonna change this to white, and then we'll just do like join us because it's gonna be a group advertisement. So this, we don't need to size down too much. Just size it down a little. Again, holding Alt and Shift. But anyways, we're just going to make this nice and big, but also not too big so it doesn't cover up a lot of the screen. Put it about right there. Then we're going to make a new shape. Over by the shape tool, you should go to rounded rectangle tool. And then hold down, make a new shape, and make it about that big, I think. That should be good. And then the stroke, no stroke, and then fill, make it white. If you hold Shift, you can make it so that it'll move really nicely along this this vertice. But if you hold Control, then it'll move a lot smoother instead of being kind of like locked, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna move it down, holding Shift and Control, right about there. So now go to the text, right-click, press Blending Options, and then make a new stroke. And then make this stroke black and make sure it's an outside stroke, of course. Make it about 6 pixels thick. Then press the plus, make a new stroke, and then make this one white. Make sure it's white, of course. And then make this one 15 pixels. So then go back to your original black stroke and turn the opacity all the way down. And boom, look at that. We got a really, really nice outline over our text that's kind of floating. Now we're actually going to do the same thing for this rounded rectangle. So we're going to now move this down since we have the stroke. Blending options, and since they're already set up, you just got to click them both like this. You should get it. And then we're actually going to make this a little smaller like that. And there we go. We got our thing all set up. So now we're going to add in this this little logo I made. I made this just in my free time for this video. It's just a little sailboat. It kind of matches the theme. But this is really easy to make. It's super simple. As you can see, I just took a bunch of rectangles, colored them differently, put the sailboat, put a style over it, got some seagulls, did the same style, and then put it all in a circle. So it's pretty simple. You guys can make something like this in 10 minutes. It literally only took me like 5 minutes to make. But here we go. So size that pretty big, honestly. We're gonna, because it's like one of the main focuses along with our Roblox character. So make that pretty big. Put it down, and there we go. Now we're going to make a new text, and we're going to get the text tool, and we're just going to name this beach. We'll just say that this is what it's called. The group's called beach or whatever. So of course we're going to size this down to about there. put it in the middle. Press enter and then go to your blending options, add the strokes again, and then make this one big like it was originally. And there you go. Super simple, super easy, does not take long. Nice little thumbnail you can make. Actually, I'm not done yet. I want to add a little bit of something to this Roblox character. I'm going to add the same exact stroke thing. Make it a bit smaller. And then add an outer glow. Make it black. So there we go. We got our thumbnail all made and stuff. So you can use this for groups. You can use this for bunch of different thumbnails and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment down below if you want me to keep making things like this. These are really fun to make. So if you want me to make more tutorials or maybe make a beginner's guide to something like this, then just comment down below. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next video.